Okay, now I'm leaving the Eshavasya Upanishad as promised. We'll come back to it afterwards. And going to another Upanishad, okay? One excerpt. So what were we discussing? I said there is one Upanishad where there is a story about the sense organs. So has everybody come in? Anybody missing? Okay, we wait for 2 minutes. Anybody else missing? Ashmita. She's at the back. She wants to do japa. So we start? Yes or no? People might have gone to the bathroom. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Now this is the last, almost the last part of the Keno Upanishad. Now the Keno Upanishad is an important Upanishad. It belongs to the Samaveda. As I said to you yesterday, even Krishna declares in the Gita, among the Vedas I am the Samaveda. So the Keno Upanishad come from that, and we won't do from the beginning, but the word Kena means who. Who? You know, we get people fight, they say, who the hell do you think you are? And this is 1,000 years old, is who. Who are you? What is the identity crisis? Who am I? Who are you? So the Upanishad is called the Who Upanishad. Keno Upanishad, and it comes from the Samaveda. Now this is the last, but the third section. There's one more section, but this is the third section. It's about the allegory. It's a story. The rest of the Keno Upanishad is pure philosophy, psychology, and so on. But this is a story. I mean, this is the Upanishad. You go out to the heights of, dizzy heights of intellectual analysis, then you come to a story which illustrates what was discussed. So I think you know what, I was perfectly all right in the morning. Then you gave me a cup of coffee now, I can't see. Seriously. What is that, Colombian coffee? Now it's clear. I know of a friend who was quite close to me. Then for some years he would see me, he wouldn't recognize me, hi and go. It is something wrong maybe. And one day I see him coming with a new pair of, oh hi, hello. I said, what happened? Oh, I never saw you for a long time. I said, I saw you many times. He didn't see me, so. So, is this better or this is better? Section 3 of the Keno Upanishad. Brahma ha devebhyo vijigye tasya brahmano vijaye devaha amahiyanta ta aikshanta asmakam evayam vijayo asmakam evayam mahima iti. Brahma, the Supreme Being, it is said, the Supreme Isha, the Supreme Being, the Brahman, the ultimate reality, once conquered the whole world for the gods. Which means the gods conquered the whole world with the energy of the Supreme Brahman behind them. And who are the gods? The gods are all the powers of nature, including the senses. And the lord of the senses is Indra, who has been worshipped throughout in the Vedas. Indra is, the word Indriyas are the senses, and Indra is the lord of the senses. Then there is Vayu, Agni, and all these powers of nature. These are the gods in the Vedic context. So once the gods conquered the whole world, but they forgot that they conquered the whole world because of the Brahman, the Supreme Being, which was in them. So what did they do? They thought, ours indeed is this victory, and ours eva mahima iti, ours indeed is this greatness. They thought all the greatness and the mahima that they enjoy is theirs. They forgot where it came from. Right? We also tend to forget sometimes. When we are glorious in our movement in this world, we forget where it came from. We think it's us, our effort. So, this happened even to the gods, so don't worry. It could happen to the gods, what about us? I mean, it can happen to us, right? So anyway, so then what happened? Tat aesham vijajno tebhyo hapradhurbhavuva tanna vijayanasa kimmidam ekshamiti. Now, do I go only to the English or do I read the Sanskrit? Time? It's okay. Well, I love Sanskrit, but whether you love. In fact, in English, you cannot totally and accurately translate. This is one big problem. But the translators try their best. So, anyway, so the Brahman, the Supreme, he knew this, of course, or it knew this, of course, this conceit of the gods. So what he did was, he appeared before them as an Yaksha. Yaksha is a being which cannot be identified, neither man nor woman, nor god nor human. Yaksha. He appeared as an Yaksha. And the gods from a distance kind of sensed this Brahman and said to themselves, Kim idam yakshamiti? Who is this Yaksha? Who is there? Who can it be? What can it be? They had forgotten completely the source of their blessings and energy. And they said, who is this guy now? Okay, so let's go find out. It's a nice sunny day. On the foothills of the Himalayas. They said, okay, let's go take a look. Who's this fellow? Then, now the most powerful of the gods, Agni, fire, Agni has been worshipped in the Vedas from the very beginning. Every sacrifice needs Agni. It is the fire of desire, it is the fire that burns all dross and leaves pure knowledge. It is a symbol of all that is holy and spirit. spiritual. This Agni also the combustion for any living thing or non-living thing, to expand heat. Huh? You can't even start your car without an ignition switch. Greek word for Agni is Igni. Ignite, desire, Agni. So the god said to Agni, Te Agnim Abhruvan, they said to Agni, Jata Vedas, O knower of all the Vedas. Because in the Vedas he is called omniscient. Sarvajna Kalpam, Jatam Sarvam Vetti iti Jata Vedaha, Agni. So they said to him, O Jata Vedas, Etad Dvijanihi, go and find out. Kim etad Yakshamiti. Go and find out who is this strange Yaksha standing there. You go first because you are an omniscient, knower of all Jata Vedas. Agni said, okay, in his full pride, in his full form. Tad abhyadravat, tad abhyadavat, koshiti. So Agni hastened towards it and said to it, Who art thou? Agnirva aham asmi iti abravit, jata veda aham asmi iti. So he hastened towards him. Sorry, Agni didn't say. That Yaksha asked Agni, who are you? Who the hell are you? Who on earth are you? He said, I am Agni. I am Jata Vedas. I am omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. And then the Yaksha asked Agni, Tasmin toi kim viryamiti apidam sarvam daheyam yati idam pritivyamiti. So he asked Agni, what are you? Who are you? What do you do? What's your power? What do you do? Agni proudly said, I can burn everything whatsoever there is on this earth. I can turn everything into ashes. I can burn everything into ashes. That is my power. What do you think? He didn't say, what do you think? Who do you think I am? Kind of. I'm the powerful Agni. I can burn everything. Tad abhyadravattam abhyavadat koshiti agnirva aham ismiti abravit jata veda aham asmiti. What power is there in you? Tasmin stoi kim viryamiti apidam sarvam daheyam yaddidam pritivyamiti. I can burn around everything, all that exists on this earth. That is my power. That is who I am. So what did Yaksha do? Tasmai trinam nidadho etad dahayiti. The Yaksha placed a blade of grass before him. One blade of grass. And said, burn this. Then what happened? Tat upaprayaya sarvajavena tadna shashaka dagdhum. He went with all his power and speed to burn that blade of grass, but could not burn it. So he's wondering, what is this? I can burn down the earth. Who is this Yaksha? One blade of grass which he gives, I cannot burn. So he went back. Satatha yave niprate. He went back. And he said to his companions, the other Indra, Vayu, who were all there, he said to them, Naetad ashakam vijñātum Yadetamikshamithi. I don't know who this fellow is. Only thing I can say is that I couldn't burn the blade of grass which was given to me. I don't know who this Yaksha is. He said, I have not been able to find out what this Yaksha is, what this spirit is. Then they got into a conference, into a huddle, and they said to Vayu, which is the powerful air, the cyclone, can blow away the earth. They said to Vayu, Atha Vayu Mabruvan, Vayav etad vijnanihi kim etad yakshamiti. They said to Vayu, the lord of the air, the lord of the cyclone, you go find out please, what is this? Who is this? Tatheti. He said, okay. Yes. He hastened towards it. Tad abhyadravat. Tam abhyadavat. Then, before he could ask, that again asked him that. What did he ask him? Koshiti, who are you? Who are you? Vayu replied, Va aham asmiti abravin matarishva aham asmiti. I am Vayu indeed, I am Matarishwan. I can blow away everything on this earth. I am the mighty, what do they call here? Typhoon or what? Tornado. I am the lord of all tornadoes, I can blow up everything. So what did it do? No, then it asked him, okay? No, first he said, I am Vayu, I am Matarishwan. So he asked, Tasmin stohi kim viryamiti. So what is the power that you carry, Vayu? He said, Apidam sarvam adadiyam yat idam prithvivyamiti. I can blow away everything that is on this earth. So what did the Yaksha do? The same blade of grass which was unburnt, he put before him and said, blow. Tasmai trinam nidadau etad adhatsveti tad upaprayaya sarvajavena tanna shashakadatum satatha yava nivartate naitad ashakam vijnatum yadyetamikshamithi. He placed this blade of grass before him, saying, blow it. Vayu went towards with all speed, but could not blow it off. So he returned to his group, and he said, I don't know who this fellow is. He came back and said, Ashakam vijnatam yatte dadyakshamiti. I don't know, I cannot find out who this fellow is. I can't blow the blade of, I don't know if it is bloody blade of grass which he gave me. I can't burn it. So then what can you do? There is only one person left, and that is Indra, the lord of the senses, the mighty lord of the senses. So they said to Indra, then they said to Indra, Atendram abhruvan maghavan etad vijnanihi kim etad yakshamiti. They said to Indra, oh Maghavan, find this out, what is this spirit? You may be able to do it. You are the lord of all the senses. The senses can find out anything. We use it to explore everything, right? Go find out. So Indra went. As he hastened towards it, tatheti tad abhyadravat tasmat tirodhati. As soon as Indra went close, he found that it was invisible. He couldn't see it even. Others at least saw and spoke and came back defeated. Indra couldn't even find him. He could see him at a distance, something, but when he went close, nothing was left. He couldn't see anything, which means that this being cannot be known through the senses. If the king of senses cannot find it, where do you find it? It cannot be known, so he came back, which is why it is said in the Upanishad, there the senses go and return. They can't explore. And therefore, to find that, you should kind of pull your senses inside rather than let them loose. Let them experience the defeat. So he came back. He said, I don't know, it just disappeared before me. I mean, he didn't say it disappeared. He said, it did not exist before me. Now what happens? Something more concrete. Sa tasmin eva akashe shriyam ajagama bahushobhamanam umam haimavatim tamho vacha kim etad ikshamiti. When in that same region of the sky where they were standing, Indra, the lord of the senses first, he is the one who enjoys all the sensory objects, right? Indra came across some beautiful sight. And what was that beautiful sight? A lady. Ajagama bahushobama, most beautiful lady. Umam Haimavatim, daughter of the Himalayas, of Himavat. So Indra said, anyway, I didn't find that. Let me ask this beautiful lady. Anyway, Indra always moved towards beautiful lady. So he went to Parvati, the daughter of the Himalayas, Bahushobhamanam, very beautiful, and asked her, can you tell me who this Yaksha is? I didn't see him. Everybody tried, nothing worked. I couldn't even feel him. Who's this unknown Yaksha? Can you tell me, oh beautiful lady? Now this is interesting, because in Tantra they say that the Devi, which is Parvati of course, also, Rajarajeshwari is a beautiful lady. And you worship with all the senses and all the adambaras. And she leads you to the understanding of that which is beyond the understanding of the senses. You see, it's quite interesting. In the Upanishad it goes this way. In Tantra it goes the other way. When I say Tantra, don't mistake me. Nothing to do with orgies in the cremation grounds. Talking about real Tantra. Where the Shakti, the Rajarajeshwari, it's considered to be most beautiful. Again, Bahushobhamanam, most beautiful. And she is the one who takes you to that which is difficult to understand, which is Shivam. Instead of Brahman, they use the word Shivam. And that Shivam is Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. I am of the nature of that Shivam, who is of the nature of Chit and Ananda, Chidananda Rupa. This is the Chidananda Rupa, the Yaksha. And there Parvati, the beautiful one, comes. And Indra, who can see only beautiful ones, asks her, please, who is this fellow? I don't know who he is. Can you tell me? Which means through the senses to that which is beyond the senses. That's the only thing we can hope to, because we all live by the senses. And what did she say? also, when you say beautiful, it means that the supreme reality, the expression of inner purity, is the essence of wisdom. What did she reply? Sa brahmeti hovacha brahmano va etad vijaye mahiyadvam iti tato haiva vidham chakara brahma iti. Then Parvati said to him, hey man, come here. To Indra. This is the Brahman, the Supreme Being, to be sure. And it is He who is the energy and the glory that is in you. You think it's yours? It is that which is manifest through you. She didn't use the word mudha, you fool. But she said, this is the Brahman to be sure. And it is this energy that is yours. It is in the victory of this Brahman that you glorify yourself. Tato haiva vidam chakara brahma. Then only did Indra understand that it was the Brahman. After Parvati said that to him. But tasmat va ete devaha atitarami vanyam devan yat agnirvayurindra tehayyenan nidishtam prasprasha tehayyenat prathamo vidam chakara brahmeti. Therefore these gods, Agni, Vayu and Indra, surpass greatly all other gods. Why? For they it was that touched the Brahman closest. For they indeed for the first time realized it was Brahman. Therefore they are considered superior to all other gods. Who are they? Agni, Vayu and Indra. Okay. Now, commentary by Maheshwarnath Babaji. He said, Agni, energy of desire, energy of fire, which burns away all the dross and takes you to the Supreme, is therefore worshipped as the inner Agni, apart from the outer Agni, which when meditated upon burns away all the dross and makes you pure so that you see what the Brahman is. Agni. Not given in translations, this is our translation. Once in a while I get frightened. Then, I got so nervous already. Where are my glasses? Am I ready? No, there was an... I still feel like a student sitting in front of me. Okay, then Vayu. Vayu is the air that surrounds the atmosphere. Vayu is so powerful, it can be the cyclone, the typhoon, what is that? You said just tornado. Now Vayu is also that which keeps us alive. Malayalam is kat for Vayu. Somebody is dead, they say katui. Vayu is that which keeps us alive. And how does that Vayu lead you to the Supreme Brahman? Because it is the same Vayu that is your prana. And it is that same Vayu which is your prana, which if you give complete attention to that Vayu, it leads you to the source. Your prana. What do you do in Kriya? You give attention to your prana inside your system. The Vayu, it is the Vayu, right? We call it Mukhya Prana, but still, it's a main prana. So therefore this Vayu, Agni, therefore is the greatest of gods, because it leads you to the Brahman. Vayu is the greatest of the God, because for the first time it went closest to the Brahman. Now, you see, we have many involuntary functions in our system. There is the circulatory system, there is the excretory system, there is the digestive system, and there is the breathing. These are involuntary systems, right? We don't control them. We eat food, we swallow it, we don't say digest. It happens. And circulatory system. Do we say circulate? And no, we don't even know. We come to know when the doctor says your circulation is bad. Heart. Do you say beat and it starts beating? When it says, no, I'm not beating, you're finished. Nothing happens. Involuntary. All these are excretory. When you can no longer hold it, you go and excrete and come back. You have no control over it. So, and breath. From the time the child is born till it finally ceases breathing, afterwards, when you die, it's going on. You don't say anything. You don't say breathe, breathe. No? And when it's gone, you cannot say breathe, it's over. Story. So this breath is so important to us. And, mind you, that is one function which is not only involuntary, not my wisdom, commentary on this. It's not, what did I say? It's not only involuntary, it's only function which is involuntary and at the same time can be voluntarily controlled. Breath. And it's the most important. You can't stay for 1 minute without breathing, unless you're a yogi and you don't need to breathe. That's a different story. But so here is something which is both voluntary and involuntary. When you train your mind to go closer to your breath, which is the Vayu in you manifested, then you're able to move to the source which switches it and switches it off and on when required. You go to the essence, which is the Brahman. Right. And Indra. It is through the senses that we learn everything, which takes us both towards ignorance and to wisdom. Depends on how you do it. Now, you're reading the Upanishad. I'm reading. You're listening. Look at this. 2 indriyas are working. Without them, what is the point? My eyes are seeing it, right? My speech is working, which is part of my indriyas. Your hearing is working, it's part of the indriya. So Indra works for us in all ways. It's also Indra that takes us towards the Parvatis. So it is this Indra which again was the first one to recognize the Supreme Being. And we recognize it only through the Indriyas, and then through the Indriyas you learn that it is beyond the Indriyas. Therefore, these three, Agni, Vayu and Indra, are considered the greatest of gods because they are closest to the Supreme Being. Okay. Now, also says the Upanishad, Tasmadva Indro Atitarami Vanyan Devan. Why? Sahi enan nedishtam pasparsha. Sahi enat prathamo vidam jakara brahmeti. Therefore, Indra surpasses all these gods greatly. Why? Because he came closest in contact with the Brahman. Why? Because he was the first one who heard from Parvati that this is the Brahman. Therefore, the Indriyas are to be looked after properly and kept healthy and not allow it to get fuddled and mixed up with chemicals and the spirit that comes in the bottle. The Indriyas get themselves dulled by this. So keep them alive and clear. Nobody says discard. But when they discover that which is beyond, everything is discarded by itself. Many of the prayers in the Vedas are to keep your Indriyas alive and active and strong. So it is through them, through the Indriyas, that you achieve the Supreme. Now here, Indra was the first one to understand that this is the Brahman. Why? Because he asked, in the story, of course, Parvati, and he was the first one who was told, yeah, this is, he went and told the others, hey man, this is not what we think. Now of this Brahman, which they figured out finally, because they figured out they are still functioning strongly inside us, outside us. Of this Brahman there is this teaching. Tasesha adesho yat etad vidyuto vyadyutadha itin nyami mishata iti adi devatam. Of this Brahman there is this teaching, as it were. It is like the lightning which flashes forth, or like the winking of the eye. So about this Brahman there is this teaching that when one discovers it, it's like the flash of a lightning. Not actual flash of a lightning. You know the timing, the tuck, it flashes and is gone. Also like the winking of the eye, it has no time actually. It's infinite. Once understood, it is done. And that adhadhyatman yadhetat gacchitva gacchativa cha manaha anena chetat upasmarati abhikshnam sankalpaha. Now the teaching concerning that Supreme Self, it is this atha adhyatmam, it is this Atman, edhetat gacchati vacha manaha. It is that Atman towards which the mind appears to move. Appears to move. It is that Atman, that Self, towards which the mind appears to move. Why would the word appears to move be written? Appears? Because actually it cannot move. It appears to move. By the same, also one remembers constantly. We remember that we are alive, I am, is because of that Atman, of that Self. Only thing is we think I am this and I am that. When this and that go, I am. Volition likewise. When I say I desire, I want to do, I think I am doing it. The gods realize it's all done by the Supreme Being. That means, what did I say? No. Yes. But I agree, but what did I say? I said it is. I am. So this Brahman, the object of all desire, whatsoever, whoever knows it thus, all beings seek. Etadevam vedhavi hainam sarvani bhutani sammanchanti. If somebody knows this, all beings seek that person who knows. He no more has peace. Now, the next verse reminds me of what happens regularly even here. Very interesting. 1,000 years back. All this has been heard by the student, okay? All this, the whole Upanishad, Keno Upanishad. Now says the student, Upanishadam Bruhi iti yukta. Then the people, after hearing the whole Upanishad, said, Sir, please teach me the secret of the Upanishad. It's nothing new, nothing to worry. 1,000 years or so before, same thing is happening. The people have heard the whole Upanishad. But there is some problem somewhere. He says, please sir, teach me the secret of the Upanishad. Upanishadam Bruhi. The teacher says, Iti yukta Upanishad Brahma Vimva Vatha Upanishadam Bruma iti. The secret has been taught to you. We have taught to you the secret relating to the Brahman. And it ends by saying, Yova etam evam vedapahatya papamanam ante sorge loke jaye pratishtati. Whoever knows this secret, he indeed overcoming all sins and aberrations in the end is finally established in the supreme world of heaven, of the Supreme Being. And then it repeats, pratishtati, yes, he is firmly established, That is how it ends. Now, regarding I am, there's an ancient story in the Old Testament, not in the Upanishad. A man called Moses goes up to a hill, to a sacred hill, Sinai hill, and he's wearing shoes. So he hears a voice saying, take off your shoes, Moses, you're walking on sacred ground. So he takes off his shoes, he's not accustomed to it. We are all accustomed, we are all put our shoes outside. He takes off his shoes. And then he sees behind the bush there is some kind of a fire burning, or he thought it's a bushfire. There's something there. So he doesn't know what this is, like Agni, Vayu, and the others, what is it? Indra. He doesn't ask, what is this burning bush? Just now somebody said, take off your shoes. What the hell is going on? So he says, who are you? Because he can't see anything, he can only hear something. And something like a fire at the back. And it says, if anybody knows Hebrew here, it says, Ahiye Ashar Ahiye, which means I am that I am. That's all, no other definitions. So that is what I am, that I am. There is no other way to describe what is there. It is. But the good news is you are also that. Now this Vedanta, Tattvamasi, you are that. So regarding this, in the next session, I'll read it now, but I will go into it when I come back. I'll read the sloka from the Ishavasya Upanishad. at the end of the Ishavasya Upanishad, there is a beautiful mantra which is chanted generally when people are dying, not when they died. After that, what is the point of chant? When they're dying. Now it has become like that. It is chanted after they're dead. But it's to be chanted when they're dying. And nowadays, even if you chant it, then they won't know a word because it is in Sanskrit. Yeah, those days they knew, so they heard. Okay. Now the prayer begins like this. It's called the prayer for the vision of the Supreme. It's beautiful prayer. Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tvatvam pushana pavrunu satya dharmaya drishtaye. O Pushan, the seer, the supreme controller, O one who manifests also as the sun, offspring of Prajapati, spread forth your rays and gather up your radiant light, that I may behold you of the loveliest form. What is that? Pushan ekarase yam... Sorry. I went to the second sloka. Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattvam pushana pavrunu satya dharmaya drishtaye. That means the face of truth is covered with a golden disc. Hiranmayena patrena. We all know that, right? The truth is always covered with a dazzling golden disc. So we see only that, we don't see what is behind. And it is gold. Kanchan. It's the golden disc that befounds and befuddles us, and we don't see what is behind. The prayer is, please remove that golden disc, it's too dazzling. Let me see the original face which is beyond. The truth. Controller, etc. Spread forth your rays and gather up your radiant light. Please, it is too much, this plate that is fixed in front of you. Gather it up into yourself. So, I may behold you in your true form. After having said this prayer, the last sentence is interesting. After describing the Supreme Being, please remove so that I can see you, then Soham Asmi, I am that Supreme Being. That means when I remove all the misunderstanding, misconceptions I have about myself, when the golden disc that dazzles me is removed, I find I am no different from the essence of that Supreme Being. Otherwise, to say all this, yatte rupam kalyanatmam tatte pashyami yosavaso purushaha soham asmi. May I behold you in your loveliest form, whosoever is that person yonder. Soham asmi, that also I am. So then it says about Agni, lead us along the auspicious path, etc., etc. We offer prayers to thee. Hey, where is that? Yeah. Then it says, Vayuranilam amritam matedam bhasmantam shariram. This is when somebody is dying. Om Kritosmara, Kritam Smara, Kritosmara, Kritam Smara. May this life enter into the immortal breath from where it came. This is for them to listen. Don't worry, don't get upset, don't be fearful you're going to join the immortal breath from which you came. This is being chanted, okay? Not by one, by many. Vayuranilam amritam matedam Bhasmantam shariram, may this life enter into the immortal breath. Then may this body end in ashes. But then you can forget that in that pain and fear of death. So they keep saying, oh, intelligence. Huh? Om krito smara, kritam smara. Remember, remember. Remember what has happened and what is going to be. Oh intelligence, what has been done, remember. All that is over, it's been done. Please remember what? That you are going to join the breath from which you came. It is chanted. Today the status of Sanskrit has gone so bad in our country, in India, that one day I went to a factory inauguration and I found them chanting this, the priests. I said, what the hell is going on? It's Bhasmantam Shariram. People don't know what to do. They have to hire somebody to do it, right? That's it. It's become a profession now. So the Vadiyar will come and do something and you don't know what he's doing. Okay, we'll meet in the afternoon. I hope the Upanishad sessions are going okay.